Let's have a chat about strawberry decoys. Welcome back to Chatting with Chintzy. I'm Chintzy Barato. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the most of your strawberry harvest. Not specifically growing the strawberry, which is pretty simple, but how to make sure you have enough fruit left in your strawberry patch come harvest time. How to keep the birds and the squirrels away from your food. Let's get started. One thing you can do is you can sit out near your strawberry patch from about April until October, with a big old net to catch birds messing with your strawberries. But if you ain't got time for all that, let's talk about some other methods you can use. The next thing you're going to do is go get you a can of red spray paint. Now, this is satin, gloss might probably be better, I would assume, but this will work too. Make sure it's the same color as the strawberry, which is red in case you're not sure. Actually, that's not true. They do make different color strawberries, but in this case, we're going with the Albion red strawberry. First thing you're going to want to do is get you a bunch of rocks. Get rocks that are approximately the size of strawberries and kind of shaped like strawberries. You don't need anything fancy. Just get you some daggum rocks. That's it. Too easy. No sense in spending a lot of money on this. Next, let's take these jokers over and get them washed off, as we're going to give our rocks a bath. What this does is it sprays the sediment off them, which will help the paint stick to them easier. Done. And I just sprayed my feet, so got that done. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to take these jokers and we're going to go lay them out in the sun. Speed dry, baby. So here we go. Going to pop this joker off and then break it. Oh, go grab that again. Defective product here. Anyway, now we're going to start gently spraying them. And at this point, you're just going to sit and wait. One other thing I want to point out, when you're doing this, make sure you put on some raggedy clothes, something like a nice new white t-shirt. Anyway, stand downwind of this stuff. So now that we've gotten those a couple of minutes to dry on that side, I flipped them all over, we're going to get the other side. One thing, make sure you throw a piece of cardboard under here. No sense in spray painting everything. Same deal. Let's get this side, go all the way around. And that's it. We're gonna let these jokers dry. If you're so inclined, you can get a little paintbrush and paint some seeds on there, but that ain't necessary. A bird ain't gonna examine it that closely. And the whole trick is to be smarter than a bird, at least. So at this point, what we're going to take these strawberries in the form of rocks, and we're going to scatter them all over my berry patch, because you want the birds to associate this fruit with the plant, which they're probably going to do on their own. But hopefully they'll come over and they'll peck at these. So when I do have real strawberries, they'll figure out, wait, those are those hard rocks, those red rocks. And they'll leave them alone, hopefully. They're still going to get some, but we're going to dupe most of the birds. Let's go ahead and put these out. We're going to show you what we got here. I'm just going to slowly walk over here, and you can see it looks like there's strawberries laying around here. And again, put them near the plants. Don't put them out in the middle of stuff. Well, let me show you here. We already have a strawberry in bloom. So there you go. This is the fake one, obviously. You can see my shadow. The fake one right here, that's the real one. Man, that thing is going to be good. Albion strawberries. Now, why did I pick the Albion strawberry? Well, a couple reasons. They're heat tolerant for starters, and I live in zone 8A/8B, so we get 100-degree temperatures here. These can survive here, and you can use them as perennials, meaning they will come back every year. And also, they bear fruit from spring, right about now, all the way through fall. So, and then once it gets cold, they kind of die back a little bit, but they pop right back up next spring. And they spread voraciously. And every time I turn this camera on, I have my phone in my pocket, I get a text just like that. So, broke my own rule. But anyway, Albion strawberries, there's a reason for it. Know your grow zone. Again, I made a video on grow zones and why they matter. I'll post a link in the description if you're not sure what those are. You have to know your grow zone and know what specific or which specific species of strawberry grows best there. There's all different kinds. Again, I just planted these just a couple months ago. They're already starting to produce fruit, so this is too easy. But you got to do this and a couple other things to protect your harvest here. Speaking of other things, let's touch on those. One other thing you could, make sure I'm not stepping on my strawberry bushes here. One other thing you can do is you can get a fake owl. Most birds view owls obviously as a bird of prey, so they don't mess around with owls. So what you can do is get you one and put it on the fence over here. Now, don't leave it there the whole season. You need to move that thing around. How hard is it? Once a day or every couple days. So just move it around. Otherwise the birds will figure out, wait a sec, this joker's thinks he's got me fooled with a piece of plastic bird out here. I don't think so. So move that thing around every couple days. Our next method you should employ, tinfoil. Tinfoil to a bird is highly disorienting, and the shiny, sheeny, light reflective texture just all kinds of disorients a bird. Yeah, kind of like that. But anyway, you're going to take your tinfoil. Now we're not going to wad this up and throw it on the ground. You're going to take it because you want it to move around. You want it to make some noise. You want it to be distracting to a bird. So when they're coming in looking for food, looking for a free meal, they encounter this stuff and oh boy, they ain't having none of that. You want to make sure this stuff can still flop around in the breeze, so don't ball it up. And you also want this stuff to be visible. You want the bird to see it, just like the red stones. You want it visible. You don't want to try and hide it. Luckily in these pallets I got some nails sticking out because, you know, that's not dangerous or anything. But in this case, they work. Take your tin foil, wad it right up around that nail. And make sure it can flap in a breeze. Just like my mouth a lot of the times. We're going to put it on this T-post right here. This is raspberries right below me, which are also red, but we want to repel the birds from those too. So let's give that a whirl. You don't need to put this directly on your plants. You can, maybe a fruit tree, this would be a good idea, which that'll be another video. But yeah, just attach it around so the birds don't even want to come in here. And that should be pretty good. You can take some. If you're fortunate enough to have some bamboo, you can tie a piece of tin foil to the end of the bamboo too. As a matter of fact, let's do that. Stick this joker right in the middle, or don't. I always say you got to be 10 points smarter than the equipment you use, and a piece of bamboo teamed up with the ground and outsmarted me temporarily, but who ended up winning? That's right. One other option you have specifically for squirrels, won't really work on birds, is cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper, if you lightly sprinkle this around the ground where your plants are, You know, don't dump a whole bunch on there, but enough for a squirrel to smell is going to repel them. They hate this stuff. Another idea you can employ is pinwheels. Went down to the dollar store, picked up one of these, and I'm looking for more. So for about $1 or $2, you can throw these in your yard too, and this will definitely keep birds and squirrels away. You know, might make your berry patch look like a 3-ring circus, but that's kind of the idea. If the birds and squirrels see a lot of stuff going on in there, they're going to go away and go find something else. And you're the one that planted all these berries and everything, so you might as well be the one to enjoy them. And on that note, I have showed you a pretty cheap way to make sure you get the most from your harvest. Because again, like I said, you spend all this time and effort planting this stuff, so you want to be the one to enjoy it. Now, nature's going to take its tax, which is going to be about 1/4 to 1/3, whether that be birds and squirrels or bugs. So you're going to lose some no matter what. But there is something you can do to help fight that whole concept of pest, raiding your harvest. And you know, life is short, so eat the strawberries first. And on that note, we were created on purpose for a purpose. Be your purpose. Until next time on Chatting with Chintzy, I'm Chintzy Barato. Out. Man, stepping on.